It's beautiful. It's a wonderful model. The only thing, my only complaint about these models is that they do appear very, very fragile. I'm very scared to like even handle these models. This is from the Age of Sigmar series, and Julie and I do play Age of Sigmar. Um, but he would make an excellent kind of general or army commander or something, right? Because he's big, he's robust, he's going to stand out in front of everybody. He would make a very good sort of cavalry general, maybe, or something. And so I'm going to have like 8 of these guys plus a couple of fillers that I have from Vanguard to form like the skeleton cavalry, and then this dude as a general or captain or character or what have you. So that's kind of my cavalry plans. But then we have all of these like Age of Sigmar dudes, all these little ghosts and things, ghost-like creatures, skeletal creatures, whatever, wraith-like creatures. I don't know. These are very cool little models, and I'm thinking about maybe a spectral host. Of course, I do want to paint these in a way that I can use them in Age of Sigmar as well if we decide to, but these would be excellent little models depending on what the book presents as undead. Remember, don't know yet what the rules for undead are going to be in Oathmark and what kinds of undead you're going to be able to field. So it may be that, we may make up a couple of undead, categories as long as we stay within the rules of Oathmark, So I don't know. A lot of this is just a speculation until I actually get the book and see what kinds of undead creatures they're going to have. And this is a Reaper Revenant, and I want to use this guy maybe as a leader figure or some kind of character figure. It's very, very cool. And then I have a couple of, these are both Reaper figures, and I don't know what I'm going to use these guys yet. This guy has a skull face, this guy's also, and actually I may be mistaken, this may actually be an old Warhammer Fantasy figure. So let me put these back so that the camera can focus. I'm sorry guys, so that you guys can see the detail. There you go, that's better. And so this guy here, this guy is a Reaper figure, I'm sure of that, and he has a skeletal face. So I don't know if I'm going to paint him like a spectral host and have him as part of the spectral figures. Here's another. These are old Warhammer Fantasy specters that I have, and I just found these, and I got to repaint these. And they're very old. I've had them in boxes forever, so now it's time to use them. So again, spectral hosts. These are from the board game Dungeons and Dragons, the Legend of Drizzt one. And these are ghosts. And I was thinking these are the ones that Julie wouldn't mind using. So I may have to rebase these, maybe do an ink wash, but pretty much leave them as they are. Do an ink wash to get all the details out. And we have some ghosts. I have 3 of these that Julie can use, including some Lord of the Rings, old Lord of the Rings figures. These are the Barrow Wights from Lord of the Rings, and I'm trying to get it so that it focuses. So these are very cool figures, and of course they need to be repainted and repurposed. And then the rest of the band, we have the skeletons back there. Those are going to be armored skeletons, if there is such a thing in Oathmark. I don't know. But they would be good to kind of change things a little bit so that I'm not always using the same figures for our battle reports. And then we have some archers back there. Those are from Rune Wars. Those will certainly be good skeleton archers. And then I have some fillers back there. We have like an old D&D Gnoll skeleton right in the back there in the center of the screen. And I really want to use that guy because he's so different. I'm going to give him a wash and kind of repurpose his base. There's some old D&D skeletons back there. And then there's the Reaper skeletons. They're going to be kind of fillers. And we're going to use them to like fill up, the trays a little bit to get complete units. Then we have this Rune Wars dude. He's kind of a captain or hero or whatever. He's going to come off that base. And then we can use him as a leader figure. And we have these two Mage Knight figures back there that I repurposed. I had them for a long time. And I use those as troll skeletons. Right? So we're going to be using those in Oathmark. Depending, of course, I don't know if they have that kind of thing yet. And then we have, this is an old GW figure right at the center of the screen, and that's an old Tomb King's figure. I'm going to be using that as some kind of warlock or mage or mounted figure. You know, he's a mounted mage or something, maybe an undead necromancer or something. And then we have those gigantic wraiths back there. Really spooky looking wraiths from Rune Wars. I got to find a way of using those. Back there, you see a Reaper Captain. He's an undead, and I'm going to be using him as a captain or character. And then we have a couple of banner guys from the old Warhammer Fantasy line, and I'm going to be using those as well. In fact, I may keep the guy without the head, skeleton without the head and the banner, just to give him a little flavor. I might put a skull in his arm there, like he's holding a skull. So, and then we have that dude, he's riding a giant worm, and he's a skeleton. That's from Rune Wars, and I really do like that figure as well. So I want to find a way how we can use that figure in Rune Wars, in Oathmark. All right, and then we have a couple of other random figures, and I will be getting a couple of new figures from Mantic Games that are undead. I really do like their undead, and so, you know, we will have plenty to bring a lot of variety to the undead sort of army that I'll be building for Oathmark. And there you see a giant spider. I'm going to hopefully find a way of using that. And there's Warlords of Erewhon. I'm really excited to see what those skellies are like. And that will constitute the bulk of my sort of skeleton army. Because out of this horde of figures, I can probably make a couple of armies, right? And make them slightly different from each other. So there you go. That's how I'm preparing for the coming of the undead. And there's a ton of different undead figures here, all waiting to be used on the field of battle. Okay, so that is how we are preparing for the coming of undead in Oathmark. And I know what you guys must be saying, like, boy, you really got your work cut out for you. Yeah, that's very true. One of the nice things about these battle reports that we're doing for you guys, for the public, is that it's really encouraging me to take those models out of old boxes and dust them off, put them together, and paint them. You know, so it's been great. And I don't stress about things. I just do it little by little. So, you know, we may not, first of all, we may not use all those figures in the games, in the Oathmark games, but we'll use them in other games. Thank you, folks, and I hope you enjoyed that. And that was a little figure, little miniature show and tell. And don't miss this week's bi-weekly chat with Julie. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. I have a lot of things to show you guys. And next week, of course, next Thursday is our upcoming Oathmark game. All right. Have a good one.